Good afternoon, students. Welcome to the online video lecture on Model 2 Linear Programming Problems. That is sixth video. In the previous video that you have discussed how to solve the LPP problem by using simplex method and Bingham method. Today we are going to discuss how to solve the LPP problem by using two-phase method. The two-phase method is another technique to solve the linear programming problems involving artificial variables. As name suggests, the method consists of two phases. Okay, that we are going to solve the problem LPP problem in two phases. The first phase says that the first step in the phase 1 is to construct an auxiliary LPP from the given original problem in such a way that in the objective function all the slack and surplus variables have 0 coefficients while the artificial variables have -1 as their coefficient. In other words, the objective function in phase 1 is transformed as while the ensuring the constraints are converted into equation as in the standard format. That is maximum Z star equation, that is 0x1 plus 0x2 0s1 0s2. Okay, that involves the surplus variables as well as auxiliaries variables. Now, where the Z star equals to Z, when the LPP in the format as shown above solved using the standard simplex procedure. If it is maximum Z star equals to less than 0 and the least one artificial variable appears in the basic variables list at the solution stage, in such a case the LPP does not have a feasible solution, is terminated at phase 1. In case 2, the maximum Z star equals to 0 and no artificial variable appears among the basic variables at the solution stage. In such case, the LPP has feasible solution and goes to the next phase to find the optimality. In phase 2, the begin with the new objective function is written by taking the original problem in the maximization form. In this objective function, all the slack and surplus variables including the artificial variables are assigned 0 coefficients with the decision variables returns their original coefficient. And second one is to continue the phase 2, a new simplex table is constructed where the artificial variables are ignored. Together the initial table for the phase 2 would be exactly as the last table to that appeared at the solution stage, with all the values intact except for the absence of artificial variables and the presence of new CVO and CO elements. Third one is now simplex method is applied to arrive the solution stage and get the optimal solution. Now this is the first LPP problem that we are going to solve by using two-phase method. Here the Z equation that he has given here, that is maximization, that is Z equals to minus 4x1 minus 3x2 minus 9x3 subjected to the two constants 2x1 plus 4x2 plus 6x3 greater than or equals to 15, 6x1 plus x2 plus 6x3 greater than or equals to 12, where x1 and x2 x3 are greater than or equals to 0. In the phase 1 that we are going to express, bring this into standard format. The objective function is written with 0 coefficients for all the variables except for artificial variables where the coefficient is -1. The constants are converted into equations as per the standard procedure. Maximum is equals to, that is z equals to 0x1 minus 0x2 minus 0x3 plus 0s1 plus 0s2 minus 1a1 minus 1a2, and other constraints 2x1 plus 4x2 plus 6x3 minus s1 plus a1 equals to 15, 6x1 plus x2 plus 6x3 minus s2 plus a2 equals to 12. And by considering all the surplus variables and artificial variables x1, x2, x3, s1, s2, a1, a1, 2 greater than or equals to 0. Now we need to put in the table for, now write down the coefficients for all the equations 0, 0, 0, minus 1 for artificial variables. Next in the second row, that write down the basic variables for the a1, that we are having the coefficient is artificial variable minus 1. Similarly write down for x1 coefficients and x2 coefficients, x3, s1, s2. Similarly for a2 second row, okay, write down the RHS side 59, 12. Now coming to the z equation. The z equations are, the values are coming by using the formula of summation of CBO XA minus CO, that you are getting the z equations row elements. Okay, after getting the, we need to find out the living row and entry column. Living row, the minimum positive values, okay, that is 15 and 12, and here we are getting the minus z equations value minus highest negative value we need to consider, that we can call it as entry column, so that minus 12, so that we can mark that is x3 column. 6 values you are getting. When it comes to RHS ratio column, the RHS constant is 15, and in the entry column value for that row x with respect to for that row it is 6, 15 by 6, that we are getting 2.5, and for the second row a2 row, that we are getting 12 by 6, it is 2. So that among these two minimum positive value is 2, so that select a2 row. The entry column is x3 and living row element is a2. Similarly do it for next, okay, until you are getting all the positive values in the z equations row. Okay, now again for a1 you are going to take down as well as a1 and x3, that is entry column. For that x3 we can apply the new pivot equation that we had discussed in the simplex method. New, how the formula is what? Old equation or living row element divided by key element. Okay, for the x3 row we can apply that formula. Okay, again we are getting the z equation, again the summation of CBO into xi minus CO. Apply the z equations, that we are getting 4 minus 3, 0, 1 minus 1, 0, 2. Okay, right side we are getting 3 and 2. Again among the minus 3 is highest element, so that so x2 is the entry column and living row is x3. Okay, for that one the ratio side you can do it 3 by 3 1, and 2 by 1 by 6, that will give 12, and minimum element is 1. Again a1 is the living row. Again same we can consider x2 and living row element. In the next further the procedure remains same. In the third step, the z equation we are getting all the positive values. From the above table we can see that the solution has been reached, since there are no negative elements in the z equation. Therefore there is no artificial variables present in the basis at the solution stage. Okay, and maximum z star value when substituted, that is with x1 equals to 0, x2 equals to 1, and x3 equals to 11 by 16. Okay, the solution stage is equals to 0. Then we can proceed to the phase 2. In phase 2, initial table is constructed with the basic variable x2 and x3 as present at the solution stage of phase 1, and in the second point ignoring the artificial variables a1 and a2 altogether in phase 2, assigning the 0 coefficients for s1 and s2, s3, and taking original coefficients for x1 and x2, x3 from the both the objective function coefficients of the objective function, that is CBO and CO. Therefore the standard format that will become z equals to minus 4x1 minus 3x2 minus 9x3 plus 0s1 plus 0s2 equals to 2x1 plus other constraints 4x2 plus 6x3 minus s1 equals to 15, 6x1 plus x2 plus 6x3 minus s2 that is equals to 12. Okay, from phase 2 again we can take down basic variables. Okay, don't consider here artificial variables for the phase 2. Okay, just we need to follow all the steps as we did in the simplex as you did in the simplex method. Okay, here that is x1 and x2 and x3 that we are going to consider here. Again, as you for the z equation we are getting minus 3 0 0 1 by 2 1. How we are going to getting? That is in the multiplication of, that is summation of CBO into XA minus CO. You can apply this formula to the z equation row. Okay, we are getting z equation minus 3 0 0 1 by 2 minus 3 we are getting, that is the entry column, that is x1, and x3 is, that is x1 is the living row, that we are getting minus 4 by 3 and 11 by 9. Just encircle that one. When it comes to the ratio column, okay, the minus 4 by 3, that is negative is there, and for positive, that is we can take it only, that is 9 by 6. Okay, that x3 is we can consider as, okay, that is positive values, that is x3 is living row. Next, can take down the x2 by x1. Okay, x2 is as usual you can take down, and x1 you can calculate as new pivot equation NP. Apply the formula old equation elements divided by key element as you did in the simplex method. That you are getting z equation is 0 0 27 by 11 7 by 11 5 by 11. Okay, that we are getting x1 equals to 3 by 2, x2 equals to 3, x3 equals to 0. Those three values you can substitute in the z equations. Okay, we are getting z equals to minus 15. Similarly, do it for second problem by using two-phase method. Z equals to 5x1 plus 3x2, 2x1 plus x2 less than or equals to 1, x1 plus 4x2 greater than or equals to 6, where x1 and x2 greater than or equals to 0. Apply the phase 1 first here. By taking the surplus variables and artificial variables, z equations becomes 0x1 plus 0x2 plus 0s1 plus 0s2 minus ma1, and other constraints 2x1 plus x2 plus s1 equals to 1, x1 plus 4x2 minus s2 plus a1 equals to 6, and x1 all variables are greater than or equals to 0. Now form the table here. Coefficients are 0 0 0 from the objective functions, and basic in the second row basic variables objective function x1 x2 s1 s2 a1 s1 and a1. Okay, here apply the formula, that is xi cbo summation of cbo into xi minus co. Okay, we are getting z equations value minus 1 minus 4 0 1 0 as you did in the simplex method or as you did in the previous problem. Here minimum negative value is my highest negative minus 4, so that we can select that column x2, that entry column we can call it as. Next, based on that one, go for the ratio values. Okay, 1 is the constraint is there, constraints column 1, and in the entry column value is also 1 1 by 1 in the ratio column, that we are getting 1. In the a1 row column, that is in the ratio, that is the constant is 6 and the entry column value is 4, so 6 by 4, that we are getting 1.5. minimum element is 1, so that we are getting the s1 row is the living row. Similarly, do it for x2 and a1. x2 we can apply the new pivot equation, that is old element or living row element divided by key element, that we are getting the x2 row elements. Similarly, apply as you did in the previous step, z equation value we are getting 70410. From the table we see that solution stage is reached since z row elements are greater than equals to 0, but due to the following two reasons, either one would actually suffice, the problem does not have feasible solution. An artificial variable a1 is present basis that at the solution stage, which indicates the infeasibility. Z star less than 0, because if x2 is 1, a1 is 2 is substituted in equation 1, we get the z star equals to minus 2, which is also indicated infeasibility. Okay, now go for the degeneracy problems here. Just degeneracy, we need to follow the steps here. The whatever the first step one, it says that consider the row, okay, which may have identical least values in the ratio column in any given iterations. Step 2, at the given iterations, now consider the unit matrix formed by the basic variables with themselves. Step 3, find the minimum of the ratio by using the formula element of the first column of the unit matrix divided by corresponding the elements of the entry column. Now fourth step is we need to find out the minimum of the ratio, that is element of the second column of the unit matrix divided by corresponding elements of the entry column. Now step 5 is find out the minimum of ratio, the element of the third column of the unit matrix divided by corresponding element of the entry column. So only for the tied row, select that row whose algebraic value is the least and select that as living row. If there is a tie, go to the next step, which involves the fourth column, and so on. Okay, this one is the degeneracy problem. Resolve the degeneracy in the following problem and solve it. Objective function z equals to x1 plus 2x2 plus x3 is subjected to 2x1 plus x2 minus x3 less than or equals to 2, minus x1 plus x2 minus 5x2 greater than or equals to minus 6, 4x1 plus x2 plus x3 less than or equals to 6, x1 and x2 x3 are greater than or equals to 0. Now going to bring into standard format, z equals to x1 plus 2x2 plus x3. Write down for other constraints. For negative constraints, multiply minus 1 in order to make the RHS to the positive sides, and bring into format z equals to x1 plus 2x2 plus x3 plus 0s1 plus 0s2 plus 0s3, and write down for other constraints. Now bring into the column here. As we did in the previous problem, same procedure we need to follow. Entry column, here in the first step, entry column is x2 and living row element is s1. Okay, and next is we are getting living row is s3 and x3 is the entry column. Here it is the tie, 0 by 4 is 0, 0 by 2 is also 0. Select this row, that is 1.4, and 2 are getting both sides, that is 0. Okay, and next in the third step, that we are getting x1 x2 and apply new pivot equations to the x3, that is by applying the formula living row element into divided by key element, we are getting 6 0 0 1 by 2 0 3 by 2. From the table we can observe that the initial table does not have a tie, and at least one positive ratio value is unique, and hence it is selected. But in the first iteration, both s2 and s3 rows have the same least positive ratio value, which is 2. To resolve this problem, we need to follow the steps, that is consider two rows s2 and s3 and apply the formal elements of the first column of the matrix, and second one is corresponding the elements of the entry column. Okay, just I have explained everything in the table, this table. The same procedure explained, the step 1, step 2, step 3, all these we need to follow the steps. Okay, this is the degeneracy problem, okay, which you are going to solve by using two-phase method. Thank you.